We heard of so many Royal Caribbean ships. So today I'm going to show you all the Royal Caribbean ships. So today I'm going to show you all the Royal Caribbean ships, which we're going to show you all of them before when it's the Royal Caribbean Cruises and before the name Royal Caribbean International. So here we go. The Song of Norway class. The first ship of the Song of Norway class was the Song of Norway. And it was renamed in 1997 as Sundream, then Dream Princess, Dream, Clipper Pearl, Clipper Pacific, Festival, Ocean Pearl, and Formosa Queen. And then the Formosa Queen in Song of Norway, when it was Formosa Queen, was scrapped in 2013. Also, I forgot. In 2007 she collided with the Angessa vessel, which damaged the stern, and she was repaired as well. Damaged, and then renamed the Clipper Pacific Pearl, and then Clipper Pearl. Nordic Prince. The Nordic Prince was a ship that was built in 1970, when service in 1971, and the ship also got renamed in Carousel, Aquamarine, Ariel, Ocean Star, and Ocean Star Ariel, and then the Ocean Star Pacific. This ship was scrapped, and then the Nordic Prince was scrapped in 2015. Sun Viking. This ship was built in 1972, and she was renamed the Superstar Sagittarius, but then this thing was canceled, and then this thing never got in service. So she was named the Hyundai Pongni in 2000 for 1998, and then Pongni in 2001, Mark III in 2003, Longjai in 2007, Oriental Dragon in 2011 to the present day. Now let's move on to the next ship. The Song of America. The Song of America ship was built when served in 1982, and it was named as the Song of America. In 1999, she was renamed as the Sunbird. And then in 2005, renamed the Thompson Destiny, and Louis Olympia, and Celestial Olympia. And then in Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. And then the Royal Caribbean would be renamed in Royal Caribbean, and then this was renamed Royal Caribbean International as well. Viking Serenade. The Viking Serenade was originally in service in 1982 as the Scandinavia, and then renamed the Star Dancer, then went and served in Royal Caribbean and named the Viking Serenade. The first ship in this class to be named the Serenade, and later have another ship which will move on after another class. Island Escape, Ocean Gala, and Ocean Gala 1. And the Viking Serenade was scrapped in 2018. The Empress of the Seas. The Empress of the Seas was a ship that was built and originally ordered to be the Future Seas. And then in 1990 she was named the Nordic Empress. then Empress of the Seas, Empress, Empress of the Seas again, and onwards, Empress again. How would they build? They would name the ship Empress and Empress of the Seas 2 times, but then Empress, because this was probably a better name for it. The Sovereign Class. The first ship in this class will be the Sovereign of the Seas. The Sovereign of the Seas, when served as Sovereign of the Seas for Royal Caribbean, of course. In 2008, she was sold to Polar Cruises and renamed the Sovereign. And then and Sovereign of the Seas was scrapped in 2020. Monarch of the Seas. Monarch of the Seas was the second Sovereign class ship, and it was the ship that was built, and then it was the second ship of the Sovereign class to be sold. It was the second Sovereign class ship to be sold to Polar Cruises, and renamed the Monarch. And the Monarch of the Seas was scrapped in 2021. Majesty of the Seas. Majesty of the Seas was a ship that was built in 1992, and it was the last Sovereign class ship to be in the last Sovereign class ship to be in the class. And in 2020, she would be sold and renamed the Majesty, and today she would be sold to Sea Jets and renamed the Majesty of the Oceans. Legend of the Seas. Legend of the Seas was a ship that was built in 1995, and now we're on the Vision class ships. Vision class ships are the first ships to have a lot of balcony staterooms, as well as the Solarium, which will be gone on future ships as well. And Legend of the Seas was renamed the Tui Discovery 2, and then they renamed the Marella Discovery 2 in 2017. Tui Discovery 2 was never in service. So now she is currently sailing as the Marella Discovery 2 to the present, which she is currently sailing. Splendor of the Seas. Splendor of the Seas was built in 1995 and then sold to TUI Cruises as TUI Discovery, and then 2017 to the present day as Marella Discovery. And then 2016 she would be, and the ship was built as a Division class ship and a 9-hole miniature golf course, and she has a mini golf course as well with 9 holes. And then this ship is based in Asia home, has been boarding in Malaysia on the 2018 UK debut season. And now she is still in service. She's still there, but you'll still see her as well. And Grandeur of the Seas. The Grandeur of the Seas went service in 1996 and December 14th. For a fact, she would be transferred. In 2019, they plan to transfer her to Polar Cruises in 2010 for the quarter of 2021, which Royal Caribbean has afforded. These plans were canceled in 2020, mid-2020, because Polar Cruises was filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and went out of business, and would sell their ships either to another cruise line or sold to the breakers. which happened to Sovereign and the Monarch. And that was canceled, and Grandeur will remain in Royal Caribbean, which she's currently doing. Enchantment of the Seas. Enchantment of the Seas is the same look as another second generation ship of the Vision class. This ship is another ship to be the same look as the Grandeur of the Seas, and she went service in July 13th of 1997. Her refit in 2005 over including strengthening a vessel cutting, 2 midships, and a section of enchantment seas into dry dock and Cumberland Shipyard in Rotterdam. On May 15, 2009, a mid-body extension section was built ahead of time, allowing construction to be done over a month, and resumed on July 7, 2005. A new section and 151 new passenger staterooms and suite. In 2012, Enchantment Sea went dry dock for further refurbishment. And wind was going. Another incident which the wind was pulling her into Carnival Legend, and she hit the Carnival Legend, which she got damage on her. A lot of damage, maybe a lot of damage or not. I don't know. Rhapsody of the Seas, the third generation of the Rhapsody of the Seas, and the 5th Vision class cruiser for Rhapsody of the Seas. No, it could be a 4th or 5th. I don't know. Rhapsody of the Seas went service in May of 1997. She was traveling through South Pacific to Australia and remained for 2 months. And Rhapsody of the Seas sailed her final season in Australia for winter 2014 and 15, and responding to Europe, sailing in Rome in April 2015. During 2015 and 2016, she went to Brazil and Cape Liberty in New Jersey, Canada, and New England, and back to Tampa, Florida, and Canada and New England, and then back to Tampa, Florida. 2012, she had dry dock with additional staterooms and suites, new pool, an outdoor movie screen near the pool, and new dining areas and a nursery. Vision of the Seas. The last Vision class cruise ship to be named Vision of the Seas of the namesake of this class. Vision of the Seas is also designed to be a 6,300 gross tonnage. This ship was length 279 meters, 915 feet. And this ship had dry docked in 2013. The Voyager class. Voyager of the Seas was the first of its removed during the first generation ship was the Voyager of the Seas of the Voyager class. The first generation Voyager class, called Voyager of the Seas, was once serviced in 1999, and the first ship to be, and it was the largest of Royal Caribbean, and the largest Royal Caribbean ship by far. The largest ship in the world, which was large, and also helped being the largest cruise ship in the world before the Explorer of the Seas. And this day, Royal Caribbean and the port of Rhapsody is in Monrovia, Liberia, and the Nassau, Bahamas. Liberia. And now, she is currently sailing. Now, she is in service. And her dry dock in 2014 include Flow Rider and that includes Flow Rider as well, and a rock climbing wall. And she was the first, and it was the first cruise ship to have an ice skating field. Explorer of the Seas. The second ship of the Voyager class ship. The Explorer of the Seas was the next ship to be part of the Voyager class ship. What am I saying? This ship was built when started in 2000 on October 28 on her main voyage. And this ship class includes new suites like pianos, including pianos on the suites, as well as bigger balconies, as well as more lifeboats as well, which was on the, and it's the same size as also same lifeboat and same amount of lifeboats on the Royal Caribbean. And our port ratio was the same as the other ships. Adventure of the Seas. The last first generation, the first Gen 1 or first generation, whatever you want to call it, was the last first generation class cruise ship, Voyager class cruise ship, to look like the hat like this before the second generation ones. Adventure of the Seas went starts in 2001. Adventure of the Seas went starts in November 18th of 2020 and 2001. I didn't say 21. I didn't say 2021. I meant to say 2001. She is currently in service right now. Navigator of the Seas. There are only two second generation I forgot. There are only two second generation Voyager class ships, and the two ships will only have their port direction in Nassau, Bahamas. And this ship went in service in November 18th of 2002. And today she is in Long Beach, California. She was the 30th largest passenger ship as of July 2019. And her service, and today her service is suspended. And her refurbishment in 2014 and 2019 got her the Flow Rider, rock climbing, as well as the Perfect Storm, and as well as the Voyager. The Voyager class ships had new promenade deck as well as new promenade staterooms, which are called promenade interior staterooms, which are also seen on the Queen Mary 2. Now let's move on to another class. I forgot we have one more Voyager class ship as well. And this Voyager and the Navigator of the Seas is currently in Long Beach as well. The Mariner of the Seas. The Mariner of the Seas was the last Voyager class ship, and also a ship to be the first, as well as a refurbishment in 2019 to get the Perfect Storm, as well as the Flow Rider, as well as other things that they have for refurbishment. As well as Radiance class. Radiance of the Seas, the namesake of the class. Radiance of the Seas were the ships that would fit for the Panama. Sorry about my language. But first, it will be the first ships to, no, second ships to fit through the Panama Canal and pass through the Panama Canal, as well they can sail are the first ships to get the glass viewing atrium glass elevators. Now let's look at the first ships. There's 3 needs to see when service in April 7th of 2001. Her service is suspended, and she is currently in her refurbishment. Her refurbishment doesn't say refurbishment at all. Don't say refurbishment. And now let's move on to the next ship, Brilliance of the Seas. Brilliance of the Seas was the second Radiance class cruise ship, and went in service in July 19th of 2002. Her service is also suspended. And the owner, Halifax Leasing September Ltd. In 2002, Royal Caribbean Cruises Ltd. and operated Royal Caribbean International as well. Royal Caribbean International today, and now she is currently, where is she right now? Now these ships are going to Radiance and the Radiance in Season 1, these ships are currently on sale. If she's not going to be on sale, Royal Caribbean is currently having Radiance in Seas on sale. Serenade of the Seas. The third of the Radiance class, Serenade of the Seas, went in service in August of 2003. She is currently in service while sailing in Alaska as well. The Serenade of the Seas would be the first, and Voyager was also the first cruise ship to have water slide, maybe. And they also had, I don't think Voyager class was the one. It was Majesty of the Seas when the first one that had water slide. And then in the Serenade of the Seas would be Serenade of the Seas is currently is also in service. I forgot, I already said that. Her yard number is 657. Jewel of the Seas. The last Jewel in the Seas, and I forgot, Serenade is the only Radiance class ship currently operating. Jewel of the Seas is also the last Radiance class ship, and she is currently her service is currently suspended. When service in May 8th of 2004, which currently operated by Royal Caribbean International. Her port of entry was probably Nassau, Bahamas, and built at Meyer Werft. And now, let's go on to the next class. Freedom class. The Freedom of the Seas the Freedom class. The first ship of the Freedom class is the Freedom of the Seas. The Freedom of the Seas was a cruise ship that to be the same design as the successful Voyager class ship, and the same look as the second generation Voyager class ships as well. When service in June 4th of 2006, and route of San Juan, Puerto Rico, as well as Caribbean. Her service is currently suspended, and it was the first ship to have flow rider, and the first class of ships to have the flow rider. Tonnage in 2006 of 154,407 gross registered tonnage. And now upgrade to 156,271 gross tonnage in 2015 to the present day. Liberty of the Seas. Liberty of the Seas was the only Royal Caribbean ship that had the boomerang water slide, which will send you down and then go up again. Now go down and again and go upwards and then backwards down and make a splash. It was a 2-person tube as well. Her service is currently suspended. Her route between the Caribbean home port and Galveston, Texas. And she's a Freedom Class cruise ship. Independence of the Seas. The last not least the last Freedom Class ship was the Freedom Class ships were the first class ships to have the presidential family suite, where renamed the Family Villa 4-bedroom Vista Suite. And then the ship was built when service in 2008, and then the Liberty Sea went service in 2007. And May 2nd, 2008, she gained the tonnage of the Liberty of the Seas, and this ship of the Liberty Seas went service on May 19th of 2007. And she was refurbished in spring of 2019. Oasis Class. The Oasis ship, the first ship of the Oasis Class, the Oasis of the Seas. The Oasis of the Seas. We all know the Oasis of the Seas. In 2009, she was the largest ship in the world by far. She was the first ship to have the boardwalk in Central Park, as well as the zip line, as well to have the perfect storm in Splashaway Bay, against Aqua Park. Maybe the perfect storm, which will also be on the Freedom or the I don't know which ship that had I don't know which class had the first one to have the perfect storm. Her status today is not in service. Her main voyage on December 5th of 2009. Allure of the Seas. Excuse me. I just wanted to. Okay, excuse me. The Allure of the Seas. This ship was built in 2000 and went service in 2000, and once her time of her main voyage is the first day of December in 2010. Her service is currently suspended, and she is founded and she is currently sailing, and she is currently her home port. I don't know her home port is in Miami, Florida. She gained over for title. She gained over for largest ship, and she is a twin for the Oasis Class, the same color of light boats, which were orange and white, which was soon changed of the color of light boats on the Oasis Class, which were on the future, which would go on the next ships. Harmony of the Seas. The second largest cruise ship in the world today, Harmony of the Seas, is going to be the third largest cruise ship in the world in 2022, because a new ship of the Oasis Class will come as well. She went in service on her main voyage on May 29th of 2016, and she was the first, and she had she approximately 120,000 gross tonnage and short tons of 132,000 gross tonnage. Her top speed, a maximum top speed, is 25 knots. Her in-service speed is 22 knots. Over top speed over the in-service speed of the Olympic class ships. but this is not related because only class ship has one knots. She had 16 passenger decks and 18 decks. With deck 2 and deck 1 are crew decks. Symphony of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world today. Symphony of the Seas is not in service. She went well behind. Is Harmony in service? Harmony Seas service is suspended. Symphony of the Seas is when service on her main voyage in April 7th of 2018. Oh, this picture right here in Naples, Italy also showed our show we early talked about was the Viking Serenade. And now, let's go back to Symphony. Symphony of the Seas and Harmony of the Seas are also twins, but now they'll have another twin, which would be the new ship, which will be a new ship in 2022 called Odyssey, who also gained the title of Symphony of the Seas in 2022. And now she was sponsored by Carlos Lexa and Ocean Pena Vega. And now she is surprised passing her sister Harmony of the Seas, also owned by Royal Caribbean International. Now let's go on to the next ship. Quantum Class. We're doing the regular Quantum Class first. But Quanta of the Seas went service on her main voyage on October 31st in 2014 on the day of Halloween. On the day of Halloween. On a holiday called Halloween. And the staff stays in service. And her home port is, it doesn't say the home port, but she is currently at her time living. She is currently deploying to serve the Asian market. Now she is currently announced that her order of new class cruise ship. She was the first cruise ship to have the capsule North Star, and the first ship to have a skydiving pad. Anthem of the Seas. The Anthem of the Seas went service in 2015, on April 22nd of 2015, and in Hamburg, Germany, and stays in service. So same as the Quantum of the Seas, and her top speed. And now she is a Quantum Class cruise ship. Concept and construction. Section. This is the section in Cal Canal. The Anthem of the Seas connection. And there was a staff captain and a captain that used to work on it, which was Wendy Williams. She is currently a captain of the Scarlet Lady for Virgin Voyages, and used to work as a staff captain of the Anthem of the Seas as well. Ovation of the Seas. The last regular Quantum Class ship, the Ovation of the Seas, went service on her main voyage of April 14th of 2016. That was the anniversary when Titanic crashed into an iceberg. And now she is currently in service as well. The first Quantum and now moving on to the Quantum Ultra class ships. The Spectrum of the Seas. The Spectrum of the Seas was the next Quantum class ship, but the first Quantum Ultra class ship. But then not the first Quantum class ship, the Quantum Ultra class, the first Quantum Ultra class ship. And she is the ship that was going to She is the ship that will be used for the Chinese market, and she was the first ship to have the trampoline VR, which you'll use the VR thing for this trampoline thing as well. Odyssey of the Seas. Odyssey already did her maiden voyage. Odyssey of the Seas already did her main voyage in the second Quantum Ultra Class and last Quantum Ultra Class ship, and she is currently sailing on her, and she already did her maiden voyage properly. And the Odyssey of the Seas is now sailing. And already did her maiden voyage probably as well. Future ships that we already saw. Wanderer of the Seas, we already mentioned. The Oasis Class ship is currently sailing and is currently under construction. And the fifth Oasis Class cruise ship to be, and the first Oasis Class ship to be home port in Asia. And she is currently sailing. She's currently under construction and currently going to be the first ship to be home port in Asia. And she's going to be floated out probably now or soon. The first Icon Class ship to have is the Icon of the Seas. The first ship to be, she'll be the first ship to be powered by liquefied natural gas. And the project of the Icon cruise ship. They'll be larger than the Quanta class, but smaller than the Oasis class. Now, that's it for the Royal Caribbean class ship. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new here, please do subscribe as well. That helps the channel so much. If you want comment on my video which cruise you want to do next. I'll list of the cruise line. You do that. I'll give you choices. I got Carnival, Norwegian, or Celebrity. Give me a section in the comments. Bye, guys.